Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Women Changing Our World. I'm Jamie. Today we are missing Kelly. It's just me today, but we're going to Skype Kelly in a second, and we are going to talk to her and catch up with her. So the reason I am all alone today is because Kelly quarantined me. I actually had to get on a flight this week, so if you were following our page, you would know I was traveling down to Florida, which was such a crazy experience, and I had to travel because we had a death in the family, and I had to go down there to, settle up some stuff and to help my aunt. So I flew down to Florida, which was a ridiculous experience. Of course, I was wearing double masks and a face shield, and when I got to the airport, it was a scene like I never thought. Tons of people not wearing masks. Everyone had their masks down, pulled down, just over their mouths, or they were not wearing masks at all. And I thought that security would be kind of, helping everyone out and just making sure that everyone was doing the right thing, but that was not happening. So it was really, really scary. So I flew out of Richmond. We are in Virginia, so I flew out of the Richmond airport. It was a direct flight, and it was a very, very scary experience. And when I came back, I flew back from Fort Lauderdale, and when I was waiting for the plane, there were hundreds and hundreds of people. I couldn't believe it. The line was wrapped around, the whole airport. We were waiting outside for security, and, it was a really scary experience. So, as Kelly and I are going to talk about this, but as we get ready for Thanksgiving, I hope that everyone is being safe and not traveling unless you really, really have to. Unless you have, like a death in the family or something going on, Thanksgiving is one day. It is one day out of the year, and I really feel that you can be thankful any day of the year. And you can Zoom or Skype your family members, FaceTime them, and, maybe let's push back Thanksgiving a little bit and celebrate certainly at another time, because everyone really, really needs to be safe. This is not a joke. So I'm hoping that, everyone will be safe and that you only travel if you have to. So I'm going to give a call to Kelly, see what Kelly's up to this morning. Hopefully she is awake, and we'll see what Kelly is doing this morning. Let's see. Ringing, ringing, ringing. Oh. Nope.
Jamie.
I can't hear you. Nope.
Hey, call me right back. I'm going to be on my computer.
Okay. All right, we're going to call Kelly right back. So while we're waiting for Kelly, I'm going to get into a little bit of news this morning. We're having some technical difficulties. Jerry's going to give me a pair of headphones while we're waiting for Kelly. Thanks, Jerry.
Do you have any headphones?
No.
You don't have any headphones?
Thanks. These are mine. These are my new headphones. Thanks, Jerry. All right, let's see. But I wonder if everyone got a chance to watch the AMAs last night. The AMAs were an interesting show. I was watching that, so I'm going to get into that when we call Kelly on the news. Hey, girlfriend.
Hey.
I forgot my headphones because you have them.
Like a few seconds delay. And so I didn't know you were calling.
Well, here you are. Welcome to Women Changing Our World. I'm Jamie, and this is Kelly.
Twinning today.
We are. We're twins from afar. We're BFFs from afar. I told everyone that you quarantined me.
I know.
Kelly and I cannot see each other for 10 whole days.
Next week.
Yeah, next week we will be back together. And I was telling everyone about the airport experience.
I saw that. It looked awful.
You would have lost your mind. I don't think you would have been able to fly. I think that you would have been out of the airport.
I would have walked in the airport, walked out of the airport.
I don't think you would have been able to do it. I was, in my face mask, in my double mask. I had my N95, all this going on. You would have not, you wouldn't have been able to do it.
No, the only way I would have done it is if I had like a full hazmat suit with
Yes.
like one of those big tubes with like the air filter in the back.
Your own air filter.
Yes. Okay, but you know what I was thinking? Since we can't see each other,
Yes.
the day after Thanksgiving on Friday, I'm sure
Yes.
you're going to have leftovers.
Yes.
And I will have leftovers. let's come up with some great leftover recipes and we can do a joint Facebook Live.
That would be so fun. Yes. I think I'm going to make some vegan food this Thanksgiving.
I saw online that you can make vegan turkey. You should ask our guest about that.
Oh, what do you think vegan turkey consists of?
I don't know, but ask.
Did you ever see the episode of Everybody Loves Raymond when they make the tofu turkey and it did not go down very well? I don't know. Maybe I'll just stick to some side dishes. Maybe a little, corn or some veggies, maybe a little cornbread, and maybe, leave the tofu turkey.
I don't know. But, so
Tell
now
me.
it's break, right?
Yes.
So my kids are not doing school this week. So usually this is how our routine goes.
I like that you're holding a Rubik's Cube.
I went. What do you do? I'm in my kid's schoolroom. There's all these fidget toys. Look at this basket of fidget toys. I'm not kidding.
Guys, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Kelly is holding up this giant box of toys. There's so many toys. Squishy toys.
Rubik's Cube. I got a regular Rubik's Cube.
Is it different?
Remember these? A squish ball?
A squish ball. I used to love. That was my go-to toy. A cush ball. You're right. Cush ball.
Then I have this weird bendy snaky thing. Stress ball that she made at Pikasso Swig.
Yes, a stress ball. Kids need stress balls. It's a lot of toys, Kelly.
These weird noodle things.
They look like candy.
I know. Slime.
Of course. Every kid.
Ball. And look, these weird little ball things that have I don't know.
There are so many. I wonder what are you doing, since we're talking about toys, what are you doing for Christmas? Are the kids getting toys? How is this whole thing working?
Well, my 13-year-old does not do toys.
Right.
My 7-year-old is pretty mature, so she kind of does toys. She loves Legos. And Legos are crazy expensive.
They are.
A plastic box, like a plastic piece with 6 holes in it. A set of those is $150.
Oh my God, Lego, that is aggressive. $150. I mean, if it was a flying drone Lego, I get it, but $150?
Yeah, for
and
a Lego set.
Yeah, you're just going to step on them all day long, and you're going to have problems with your feet.
Yeah.
So while I have you on the phone, I want to talk to you about the news. We can do the news together.
Well, let's do the news.
Okay, let's do the news. So you were probably asleep, so you did not watch the AMAs last night, did you?
No, I was sleeping.
Of course you were. So this is my question. Is everyone going to bed at 7 or 8 p.m.? Because every single person that I talk to is in bed. So I texted my friend Shannon this morning, did you see the AMAs? Because I love to watch shows with her because Shannon and I like to make fun of everyone. And she was like, girl, I was in bed at 8. I was like, am I the only one awake? But so I wanted to tell you. So Kelly and I are big fans of the song Rain on Me, so Ariana Grande. That song did not win for the best music video. I could not believe it. Do you know who won?
Who?
Taylor Swift. She won.
She always wins.
She won for best video. Best video.
Everything. When are we going to get, Taylor, we love you, but, let somebody else win.
Tay-Tay.
It's ridiculous.
Now that Kanye is not there, she's living it up. Tay-Tay, but congratulations, Taylor Swift. Guess who the new artist of the year was?
Who?
Doja Cat.
I don't know.
That is the face that I made when I learned that Doja Cat was the winner. No idea who Doja Cat was, but she has that song. I can't remember, but it's a really good song and it's popular and you would know it. But when I was watching the AMAs, I had no idea who anyone it was. They were like, congratulations. Right. Are we too old to be watching the AMAs? Have we completely phased out?
I mean, no, I think we're not. I think we're on the cusp. But we are too old for the MTV Awards.
And I used to love all of these things. But I had no idea. All these winners, they were like, congratulations, X95 and KDM. And I was like, I don't know. And Ryan was like, what is this show you are watching? I was like, this is called the AMAs, Ryan, remember it? He was like, who are these people? I was like, I don't know. And who else? Let me tell you, I was trying to think of who else won. And who is the guy? He came out, I can't think of his name. He came out in a full mask that looked like he was a burn victim.
What?
Interesting choice. He went for the mask, but not over his face, which I thought was interesting. AMAs. So if you guys didn't see that last night, or you did see it, tell me what you thought, or if you knew any of the people. But shout out to Doja Cat.
Yeah,
She
girl.
is the new artist of the year. What else do I have for you? Did you see in the news, this is not women, well, it's kind of women related because lots of women dye their hair. Did you see Rudy Giuliani in the news this week?
His hair dye had a little drip action.
He had a little drippy. He was sweating on the stage and his hair dye started dripping down his face.
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough. And someone should have, like, his assistant should have, like, handed him a napkin and been like...
Right. That's why I do not do my hair myself. As you can see, because it's been a year since I've done anything with this mop, but that's why I can't do it myself because that would happen to me. I'd be on the show and I'd be dripping with dye, and if I had highlights, it'd be blonde in the front, it'd be black in the back. So Rudy Giuliani did not have a good week.
No. Oh, hey, Lynn...
Yes?
From Minnesota is watching.
Hi, Lynn.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Lynn.
I wonder how cold it is in Minnesota right now.
Ooh, Lynn, how cold is it? Type it right.
Yeah,
type
let
it
us
in.
know. It's probably freezing. It was a little chilly out this morning when I came to the show, but I think it's going to warm up later. So lots of stuff in the news. So Thanksgiving obviously is this week.
Yes.
And so what are your plans? What are you thinking about cooking? Who are you getting together
What do
with?
you think I'm doing for Thanksgiving?
Are you traveling?
Hard pass. We're staying at home. My husband does the turkey every year. My parents are quarantining. They have not left their house like us in months.
Yes.
So they're coming over, but I usually do like a huge Thanksgiving. Like all my friends come, their parents come, their in-laws come, sometimes their cousins come. You know, last year I think I had like 50-some people.
Not this year. That would be your worst nightmare. Not this year. I don't know what would be worse for you, 50 people or a tofu turkey. Both of them seem terrible for you right now. So yeah, Thanksgiving. Everyone's posting their Thanksgiving recipes. So today Lissa is on. And you know I've been talking about her for so long. Lissa is like my favorite. And she is like a household name in our house. And she's going to tell me what she's going to make for Thanksgiving.
Maybe you can ask her about like a turkey substitute.
Yeah. I think she's going to do, I saw her, she made like a veggie loaf last year. I don't think she does like the faux turkey, you know?
You can make like a vegan meatloaf.
They can make a vegan meatloaf. Yeah. But I was telling everyone this morning, I think that, you know, even if you can't be with your family, I think that you can Skype them or you can move Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, you can be thankful for your family and friends every day. It's one day of the year. You don't have to get together.
And don't people do like Christmas in July?
That's right. Yes. That's what I would totally do.
Why couldn't we do like Thanksgiving in June?
Yes. I know. I think that maybe we should postpone Thanksgiving. You know, postpone, push it back.
I like Thanksgiving because I can be with my friends and my family. Right. But do I really care about the food? No. Because the only things I really like are stuffing because it's bread, and mashed potatoes.
Yes.
I can have bread any day.
Right. And
I can have mashed potatoes for any
day. And I actually don't really like turkey either. So what if we just got rid of the turkey? Let's save a couple of turkeys this year and everyone just do sides. You know what I mean? You could have your green bean casserole if you do that thing with the, you know, the can of mushrooms, cream of mushroom soup.
No, you put like the fried onions on
Well, if Thanksgiving, fried onions are going to be, I bet you they're going to be like toilet paper. Everyone is going to be freaking out. You can put fried onions on literally everything. You're like on the turkey, a little green bean, a little topping them with mashed potatoes. Like it is the go-to. Forget cranberries, green onions.
I'm more excited for if we do the show on Friday about, I have an idea of what I want to do with my leftovers.
Interesting. Okay.
So we got to do it. It'll be fun. We'll Skype in.
I like it. I'm going to do some vegan stuff. What else is in the news?
I'm glad you did not invite me for this.
Thank you. That should be your Christmas card. Dear family and friends, thank you so much for not inviting me over this Thanksgiving. I really appreciate it. I love you so much. Thank you for not inviting me to anything.
Yes. Oh, hey, did you see, this was the funniest thing I've seen on the internet in like a week.
What?
This lady, I think she was on TikTok.
Yeah.
Which is like, you know, all the rage. Mm-hmm. And she was cracking up, like crying, laughing, because she had found her calendar at the start of January. And she wrote down her goals. And in the video, her goals were hysterical things like lose weight, make more money. So she like listed all of these things that were like, impossible. And the last one, and she was like, I don't know why I'm laughing, but she was laughing so hard. She was like, my last goal was spend more time with grandma, but grandma died of COVID.
Oh God, that's awful.
But you have to look at that video. She's like a comedian. She's hysterical. It was
that funny. Is awful.
Not funny for grandma.
The funniest video on the internet. If you guys follow us on Facebook or on Instagram, please follow our page at Women Changing Our World. But I posted a video last night of me dancing to the AMAs. Dua Lipa was on, and I pretended I was a backup dancer, and Ryan filmed me. And check out that video because I was killing it in my living room. Killing it.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Do you think I should post the video of my puppy Rex?
I do.
That was fun.
I do. You got to see Kelly. Kelly has a new puppy. His name is Rex. He loves to make out with her bigger dog, which is kind of a problem, but we're open to all. You know, we're all about it. So let them do them. But he was running around the entire house with a giant thing of balloons. So there were these inflated balloons. There was like 10 of them, and this 2-pound dog is running around. You have to see the video. Yes, you should post that.
Okay, I'll post
show. Okay. All right. So I am going to call Lissa. I'm going to get into this interview with my favorite girl. And then.
Wait, I want to tell you one quick thing. Are you calling me back? I'm going to call you back.
Yeah. I'll call you back. We'll chat in a sec. Hang right there. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, don't forget to ask her my questions.
I'm going to ask you your questions. Kelly's question is, can you eat meat? When will you eat meat? Are you going to do that?
What will happen if she did?
Okay, I'm going to ask her. We're going to see. All right, girlfriend, we'll see you soon. It is so quiet here without Kelly, I must say. It is very weird. So Judah's here. Hi, Judah. Judah's here.
Hello.
Helping me with the show. Quiet. Jerry's not even here. It's just me and my lonesome. So it's kind of like I'm talking to myself. So I'm going to call Lissa and see what she's doing. It's 7 o'clock there. Judah, are you good with this?
I'm good.
All right. We're doing it. Hi. How are you? Good morning. We woke you up. You see, you look gorgeous. I knew you would. Poor Lissa, she's West Coast. She was like, I thought it was 10. I was like, East Coast. She was like, I'm going to kill you. Surprise! Good morning!
Hey, good morning.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
So I was telling you, you have become a staple, like a household name in our house. Because after I got your recipe book, I was starting to cook through all these things. And Ryan was like, how did you know how to make this? And I was like, Lissa. And he was like, oh, I forgot. Like, so everything in our house, Ryan, my husband is like, how did you make this? And I'm like, Lissa, duh. You don't even have to ask. So I feel like you and Nate live with us. We've tried to make nice cream. I'm like, this is Nate's recipe. So Ryan, he already knows. This is either Nate's recipe or Lissa's. That's how our house rolls.
That's awesome.
So why don't you tell everyone who you are, what you do, and why you are so awesome?
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you so much for having me on. This is wonderful.
It's a pleasure.
So my name is Lissa. My actual name is Melissa, but I go by Lissa online. And I am Raw Food Romance on Instagram, Lissa's Raw Food Romance on YouTube and Facebook. And I became a raw vegan in 2014. So 6 years ago, just over 6 years ago. And I've known about the raw diet since 2004. So between 2004 and 2014, I constantly struggled with the raw diet. I would do it for a couple days, maybe a couple weeks, and then I'd fall off and I'd have cravings and, all the stuff, right? And I bounced back and forth between different kinds of diets, and I'd always default to raw because raw just resonated so much with me. It made so much sense. But I was always doing it wrong. I was always cutting my calories to lose weight.
Yes, like all of us. You have to starve to lose weight.
Exactly. So I cut my calories and I was eating like a lot of fat and protein, like healthy fats, right? Lots of fats and lots of protein, but I was cutting my calories. I wasn't eating enough fruit. I wasn't eating enough greens, not even close. And I would always feel like lethargic. I mean, I felt better, obviously, because I wasn't eating junk food or animal products or what. I mean, sometimes I did a raw foodie thing where I ate raw animal products in there in that 10 years. But suddenly one day I woke up and I had been eating the worst of my life. So like Doritos for breakfast. Like I had just fallen into a place of I just didn't care.
Right. Like all of us. I think that everyone watching absolutely understands that because we've all done that. Or a cheat day. I'll just have a cheat day and I'll eat everything. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so go on. Tell us more.
Right. Yeah. So I just like couldn't do it anymore. Doritos for breakfast, candy for snacks. I was having 2 energy drinks on most days. And like fried chicken, potatoes for lunch.
Yeah.
And then, I have a token vegetable for dinner, but it was, because I felt guilty. So I woke up one night with heart flutters, and I was having this like maybe about 3 or 4 times a week. I would have heart flutters, and it really frustrated me, and it would scare me. I wouldn't be able to go to sleep for an hour because I'd feel like I was having a heart attack. So I woke up the next morning, and I'm like, I have to change. Something has to happen. This was kind of like my rock bottom. I was almost 200 pounds and just, feeling horrible. So I defaulted to raw yet again. But I never had the vegan connection. Like, why raw vegan? Right. I was always raw food, but why raw vegan? So I go back to all my old journals. I binge watch Fully Raw Christina. Yep. I'm learning a lot of stuff. And on one of her videos, somebody had commented, and this is why I feel it's so important to comment and share, because people read the comments. Mm-hmm. And I read the comments that day. And they said, if you want to go vegan, watch Cowspiracy, Earthlings, and Forks Over Knives. I was like, sweet, I'm on a roll today. I might as well watch those. I watched those. And then as soon as I was done, I was vegan. No questions asked. I had become a vegan. It was just, So I defaulted to raw because I never tried the cooked vegan thing. I didn't do any of that. I had always associated raw with vegan. Mm-hmm. So it was like, if I'm a vegan, then I'm obviously going to be raw. So it was so easy to stick to it in my mind, in my heart. It was just, that was it. So from that day on, and then the other thing was that I looked back on all my journals and I was trying to figure out, like, why couldn't I make it stick? What was wrong? Yeah. And I discovered it was because I was eating too high fat and I wasn't eating enough. So I switched it and I was eating more than enough. So I was aiming for like over 2,100 calories a day. And I ate low fat. This was the first time ever that I tried a really low fat diet, like a real one. Not just 30% fat or 25% fat. I'm talking 10% fat, low fat. And I was scared of that because I worked in the natural health industry since 2001. So we were taught and indoctrinated that we need a lot of healthy fats. You need your omega-3s, you need fish oil, you need flax, and coconut's great for you, blah, blah, blah. So I was so indoctrinated to believe that we needed all this fat that I was very scared to release the fat. I was scared that I wasn't going to get enough or whatever. But now I realize that it's the appropriate amount for the human body, and we're all just eating way too much of it, right? It interferes with insulin and causes cravings and all that kind of stuff. So that's my story in a nutshell. I went on to lose 70 pounds. I cleared my skin from acne. Every once in a while I'll get one, but it's like, no.
Your pictures, your before and after pictures are like, I can't even believe it was you because I love you so much. I have watched hundreds of your videos. I cannot even tell you how many videos. So my backstory was that and everyone on the show knows this, is that I was very sick. I was doing a keto diet, eating super, super high fat. And I've been kind of very open on the show about this, that I had gained so much weight and I was like, how am I going to lose the weight? And, like us, like, you're like, what's the next diet? What's the next thing that I can do? Keto, everyone's like, I lost 150 pounds. Keto's great. And I was like, this diet, I can eat cheese and bacon and all day and I'm going to lose weight. This sounds amazing. So I'm doing the keto diet. I'm not losing any weight. Kelly's making me all kinds of bacon and I'm still just as, heavy as it was. And then I had to get my appendix out because my body overloaded with fat. And so when I came home, from the hospital, I had shingles because my immune system was so low. And as I'm laying in bed, I was like, there has to be another way. Like, I'm feeling so sick and so tired. Like, I can't, I don't understand. So when I came across your videos, I watched hundreds. I was laying in bed watching every single video, downloading Chronometer, setting it up just the way you told me. And then when I downloaded, so Lissa has tons of recipe books online. You guys have to check them out. They're 40% off. They're it's like my Bible. And everything that I make now, it makes so much more sense to me. And all of your videos are so approachable. What I love about you is that it's not okay, this is how you have to be a perfect vegan. You eat celery every morning and this is what you do. You're no. This is how I eat. This is what you do you. I'm just showing you, which is what I love so much about you. And so, Jude, if you can put Lissa's pictures up of her before and after, so Lissa went on, she lost 70 pounds, she completely cleared her acne, all through healthy food, which I love. So I have tons of questions. So tell us, so first we'll get into, let's talk about fruit fear. Because that is crazy. So people and do you know, before I started trying to do a raw diet, I have not eaten an orange. I have not eaten a single orange in 2 years. 2 years. Really? I never had, I was like, it's so high in sugar. I can't have fruit. I can't have berries. 2 years. I had this orange. I was like, oh, orange juice. I couldn't believe it. So tell us about fruit. Is fruit okay? Why should we eat it? What's up with it?
Yeah, so fruit is amazing, like you said. It's our number one fuel source for energy and nutrition. It's definitely human food. If you look on taxonomy charts or whatever, we are classified as a frugivorous primate. We're not actually omnivores. We think we are because we can, but just because we can eat all that stuff doesn't mean it's ideal for the human body. And our muscle cells, our brain cells, all of our cells run on sugar. That's our preferred energy source. We can run on fat and protein because that's converted into sugar because that's what we need to burn. So if sugar was so bad for us, why would it be our number one energy source? I was always confused by that. I was like, well, but we run on glucose. So what's up with that, right? So fruit is light years different than processed sugar, and obviously. But the problem is that society combines them together because sugar, right? But fruit has fiber, it has hydration, it has vitamins and minerals, and it even has protein. Fruit has protein as well, and fats. There's fats in fruit too, just very, very low. A banana has 3% fats, but it still has it.
Yes.
Berries, like blackberries. Blackberries are one of the highest berries in omega-3, which is really interesting as well, right?
Yes.
So there's a lot of things about fruit that we are not taught because we fear it because sugar.
Yes.
Right? And you cannot clump them together because of the fiber. There's a big difference between an apple and a piece of white bread.
Right.
Yeah. The fiber actually slowly releases the sugar into the bloodstream. Whereas when you eat a piece of white bread, it's almost instant.
Right.
Because there's nothing there to buffer the release, so to speak. So we get it immediately into our bloodstream and we get these sugar spikes and insulin spikes, and then we get crashes and we feel all up and down.
Yes.
But when you eat an apple, it's a sustained release and you feel more energy throughout the hours than, all at once.
Yes.
And there's a problem when you start combining high fat. And that's why when you're on a keto diet and you're eating high fat, you really can't eat any fruit. Yeah. Because the high fat actually, if you think of your cell, right? Your cell has a little lock on it. And insulin has the key. So in the ideal world, in the Garden of Eden, you've got your cell and your key, and you have your big, fruit bowl or whatever. That sugar is slowly released into the bloodstream. Insulin comes with its key. It opens the cell. The insulin goes into the cell, and you burn it for energy, and all is well with the world. However, when you're eating high fat, the fat coats the cell and it gets like gums up that lock. So then when you do eat high fruit, right, you're on your keto diet and you're eating bacon and cheese and all this stuff, it's coating that cell like hardcore, especially animal fats. They are the worst for this, right? So you eat your big, the next day you're like, okay, I had my cheat day last night. I'm going to start fresh Monday morning, right? And you've got this big banana smoothie. You're like, I'm going to have fruit. I'm going to be raw, blah, blah, blah. And you drink it. All of that sugar goes into your bloodstream. Insulin comes and insulin's like, sorry, can't open the cell, right? Your cell is like, I'm starving. So it sends a signal to your brain. And your brain's like, yo, there's so much sugar in the bloodstream. Like, what's going on? And then your cell's like, I don't know. I'm not getting any. Yeah. So your brain's like, send more insulin, send more insulin. So it sends more insulin. And the insulin's like, that's why there's an insulin spike. Right. You have to flood your body with insulin in order to get that sugar into the cell. Yes. And of course it gets it into some of them, but not all of them. Yes. And those cells are starving. So then you get sugar crashes because you're tired because your sugars aren't getting energy. Right. Yes. You feel tired after. You're like, oh. Yes. A long day, 3 p.m.
And that was me. I was taking 2 naps a day. I could not. I have been to every doctor in the world. I've been to every specialist. They've tested my thyroid. I can't even, it's just like I walk in, I'm like, are you testing my thyroid today? So exhausted, from these ups and downs of all these dieting and all these things. And it turns out if you make these small changes or big changes, however you get into it, I haven't taken a nap since. Yeah. I have not taken a nap since. So how would you suggest, people getting started, I think, and Lissa and I are not saying, be a raw vegan. We're doctors and we're going to heal you. Like, that's not what we're saying. Like Lissa has, if you watch her videos, you can really show how she's kind of transformed her life and really healed and helped literally thousands and thousands of people, literally just like me, just implement better choices into their diet. So how do you think, because I think certainly it can be overwhelming. Where do you go? What do you do? How do you start? What's the best way?
Yeah, that's a big loaded question because people have no idea what to do, right? Yeah. It's confusing, it's hard. It's something that we're not taught. Because we grow up eating animal products and whatever, I would say the very, 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 very first step is to research how to go vegan and get the animal products out of your life. That's number one. Don't worry about the cooked food for now. Right. Just worry about getting the animal products out of your life. So all meats, chicken, fish, beef, all of that, get it out of your life. Those are sentient beings and we are intelligent. We can find other things to eat. Right. We don't need them. So, and then getting all of the dairy and eggs out of your life. And then if you are ethical vegan, that would include honey and clothing and all of that other stuff, right? Because that's the ethical part of it.
That's hard, Lissa.
Yeah.
We got to go slow.
Yeah, I got to go slow. So you can go slow. Some people do it overnight, which is cool too. I did it overnight. But it really depends on where you're at. Maybe you have a box of chicken in the freezer that you want to use up first before. But there's something that I'd like to touch on too is the word transition. A lot of people will use the word transition as an excuse to continue eating those things. Mm-hmm. Transition means that you're transitioning out of doing that. And you're now making decisions that you would as a vegan or as a raw vegan, right? It's the practice phase. You're practicing it, right? If you slip back or if you have to eat what's left in your fridge, that's the transition phase. Once you're done the transition phase, then you're making choices every day as a vegan, right? This isn't a justification to go to a restaurant and be like, well, I'm in transition. I'll have cheese on my salad. Right. It's like, no. You have a choice in that instance. So you should be practicing what you would choose as a vegan. Yes. So when you're just starting out, definitely begin plant-based eating, get rid of all the animal products out of your life. And then from there, start including more raw foods, like foods that you don't have to cook. All fruits, obviously. Fruit's going to be your best friend. It's going to be your snacks. It's going to be your breakfast. It's going to sometimes be your lunch. Yep. Fruit is amazing, but you also want to lower your fat intake. So fats with your greens and your salads and fruits alone. the ideal day that I feel works best for the majority of people who do this is fruit in the morning, lots of fruit. I'm talking like 800 calories or more of fruit in the morning.
I love that you like to eat. Like, that's my favorite part about you is that, like, if you talk to Lissa about food, like, she loves to eat. And you guys, you have to check out her videos of what she eats in a day. Like, salads, like, I've tried to make, and I'm like, I cannot eat anymore. Lissa, how do you do this? Like, I don't know how you consume that much. And her fruit bowls and everything looks so delicious. So I love that you eat.
Thank you. Yeah, it's so important to eat. And that's probably the number one message that I share is to eat. Because a lot of people who go raw, because you're releasing animal products, which are really, really dense calories and fats, right? You're releasing cooked food. So you're not eating like potatoes and rice and all kinds of that, the heavy stuff. You're not eating processed foods. You're not drinking, empty calories in the form of soft drinks or whatever. Like, you're not doing any of that. So you have to replace the calories with something else. And a lot of people don't realize how much they need to eat on raw to get enough calories. So people will go on a raw diet. Maybe they'll have 2 bananas for breakfast with a cup of berries. Maybe they'll have a little salad for lunch. And maybe more fruit for dinner, maybe like a watermelon, small watermelon or whatever. And they're only at 800 calories for the day, for the whole day. And then, they feel good because they're not eating the junk. So they feel, they're like, oh, this is amazing. I feel so great. But you can only go so long restricting your calories like that. And then eventually to issues, deficiencies, they start to feel really tired, or they're going through detox, which is actually under eating symptoms for the most part, right? Mm-hmm. And they feel all of these things and they're like, maybe raw isn't for me. Maybe I need to add cooked food back. Maybe I need to go back to animal products. But it's not that. It's because they just weren't eating enough. And I see this in, I would say, over 90% of the people who are struggling on raw is because they're not eating enough, even though they feel like they are. Like, for a lot of people, 2 bananas is a lot. They're like, damn, right? Because I know most people will cut a banana in half and put the other half in the fridge. I'm like, eat the whole thing. Yeah. Why are you saving food?
Yes.
I found that so odd when I first went raw. I was like, eat the whole cucumber, eat the whole bell pepper, right? And when I was with my ex, he was making a salad or stir fry or something he was doing, and he cut the bell pepper in quarters, and he only used a quarter of the bell pepper, and the rest went in a plastic bag in the fridge. And I was like, what?
You're like, I'm going to be hungry, sir. This might not work out. Okay, so let me tell you.
I'm like, eat the whole thing. Like, you're gonna eat it.
Yeah, a quarter bell pepper, sir. You might not be for me. Let's be real.
Completely, totally. So I was like, you have to eat a lot of food. So you're eating a lot of food for breakfast, a lot of fruit. I do, like, most days I'll do 4 to 5 bananas in a smoothie with 4 to 5 dates. So I try to get it around like 800 calories or so. Sometimes I'll throw berries in there. We'll make a tropical smoothie with pineapple and mango or whatever. My favorite is 5 bananas, 5 dates, cacao powder, vanilla extract, a little maple syrup. It's a chocolate malt kind of like, and I add ice to it to give it a little bit of that like frosty without it freezing cold.
Yes.
So that's my breakfast. And then between breakfast and lunch, I have fruit for snacks. So I'll have an apple, maybe some grapes, maybe a mango or 2, maybe more bananas. I always default to bananas because they're the easiest. Yes. I can grab a ripe bunch on my desk and I can just eat them while I'm working. So that's my breakfast and my snacks. So I try to get over 1,000 calories before lunch. That's my goal, really. I mean, I don't hit it every day, but I try really hard to get that. Sometimes it's 800 or whatever. Lunch then is what I like to call a fruiting vegetable salad. So we've got a lettuce base, like romaine I eat romaine every single day, like sometimes 2 heads of it. And when I say romaine heads, I don't mean like, the massive heads. I mean romaine hearts, because they're the cheaper version. I can get a 6-pack for $3 in the summertime. Yes. So so I'll go through 2, sometimes 3 romaine hearts in a day. So I chop one of those into a bowl, because they're different sizes, right?
Yes.
Sometimes you get big ones and sometimes you get small ones. So if I get a small one, I'll do 2. Right?
And what's your favorite dressing? What is your go-to? Because there is your Caesar salad, guys. I posted pictures of this. Your Caesar salad and zucchini croutons are like, bow down. This is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. Like, so what is your like go-to? I know you love your French dressing. Like, what do you love?
So the French dressing is my ultimate number 1 default. If I am like stressed or tired or bored or overworked or whatever, I go and make my French dressing because I know I'm going to love it for 1. I always have ingredients on hand for 2, and it's easy.
Yes,
it's like
it is.
Garlic, lemon juice, smoked paprika water blend.
Yep. It is so easy, guys, to make your own dressing. Like, it's like, I feel like when I started, it sounds so daunting. Like, you're like, make my own dressing. It will take you longer to find a dressing in the grocery store that will not even be, like, remotely. Like, you're like, oh, it has sunflower oil and all this stuff in it. It will take you longer to read labels than to make your own dressing, than to throw Lissa's, like, the ingredients in. It's really true.
Totally. And a lot of times it takes me more time to decide on a dressing than it would actually make, because I've got we together, including the nice cream recipes, we have over 400 recipes. So there's so many to choose from. And so French is default, but lately some of my absolute favorites would be, I really like the sweet maple mustard from Meal Plan 3. Moroccan lime is another really good low-fat one. Maple barbecue, Nate really likes that one. Mahini curry, it's a mango dressing, and mango tango. They're very similar, but they have very different tastes. So mahini curry and mango tango are really good ones. There's like,
I know you have so many. It's so hard to decide. So guys, if you follow Lissa at Raw Food Romance, but her husband Nate is also the Nice Cream King. Yeah. This is a very big title. He is the king of all nice cream. Okay, he is like the top. And what Nate does is he makes ice cream out of bananas, but not like everyone's like, oh, bananas. It's like a mushy banana. Like, oh, that sounds great. No. Nate does like double chocolate chunk, like these delicious blueberry drizzle. I look at his pictures and I'm just like, I don't understand how it's a banana. That's how good they are. And I love that you also, like, all of her books, like, everything that, her and Nate do are all, like, she offers them 40% off. They're all, like, there for, like, your resource. And you share so many, like, and that's when I started. I was, like, I'm stalking all of her pages trying to find out. I was like, she's going to tell me a dressing. I have to listen closely. What are the ingredients? Tell me everything. Oh, dates? Okay, I got to write that down. And I was like, she said 3? I'll rewind the YouTube video. I did this 100. I can't even tell you. But it's amazing because, like, all of this stuff, like, you get all of your vitamins. Like, so Lissa uses an app. It's called Chronometer. So I've downloaded. I use it too. And what it does is not only does it track your calories, but it tracks your vitamins, which are the most important thing. And my vitamins are not up like your vitamins are. But Lissa will get, like, she's like, oh, I've had 7,000% of potassium today. And I'm like, how does she do it? But all of your vitamins, like, she gets through eating food. And, I've read tons of blogs, I know the Medical Medium, I'm sure you've heard of him, like I follow, so, and all of these things that people struggle with, if you trouble sleep issues, things like acne, psoriasis, PCOS, like any reproductive problems, all of these blogs and everything that you read out there is telling you that you can heal these issues through food. Instead of taking medication after medication to control your diabetes for the rest of your life, your thyroid issues, sluggish thyroid, like Lissa is literally showing you how to do that through food, which I think is like remarkable.
Yeah. It's incredible what the body can do. If you are on medication, obviously you want to talk to your doctor, blah, 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 right? But when you change your diet and you stop putting those foods that are burdening you into your body, and I think cooked food, for example, there are some interesting things about it. It changes form when you cook it. It changes, it caramelizes, which can cause if you caramelize food with carbs and protein, it can actually cause something called AGE in the body, which ages you, right? So, and when you cook or bake or fry, sort of like starches over, I think it's 450 degrees Fahrenheit, then some of the starches can fuse into something called acrylamides, which is a carcinogen. So there's like a lot of things that happen in the cooking process that are not good for us. So that's how I feel like, in certain terms, heating your food is not actually good in certain respects. I mean, like if you're boiling a potato or steaming some broccoli or whatever, and adding it to your raw food, not the end of the world.
Right.
But it's those high heats. They even say something like when you're cooking, like barbecuing meat, for example, even the change of the chemicals in the air that you're smelling, your body is actually dealing with those chemicals as well. So it's really interesting, the whole concept of cooking our foods. We're the only species on the planet that cooks our food.
You're right. I've never seen bears out in the wild making burgers. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. We are the only ones that cook our food. And aside from our companion animals, because they do eat, right? They don't eat raw for the most part, unless you're feeding your animals raw. They're eating some form of a processed food.
Yes.
But that's our realm. Like, we've created this idea of cooking our food. And sure, cooked food tastes great, but if you think about cooked food, when you cook food, you eliminate a lot of the water content.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Like, where's the steam? The steam is the water that was in the food. Like when you're baking something and you see the steam, that's the water evaporating out of your food. The natural gel water, the H3O2, that is the synergistic water that our body needs, along with drinking water. Obviously, we should drink water. But when you're eating raw food, you're eating raw hydration. It's amazing. But when you cook it, because the water content is gone or highly eliminated, the flavor is super concentrated. So that's why it tastes better when it's cooked, right? A raw potato does not taste as good as a cooked potato.
Yes.
Right? But you're eliminating a lot of the water content. So you're changing some of the forms of the molecules, and that's why it tastes so good.
Yeah.
Because of that, right? Yes, there are some vitamins and minerals that are a little easier to absorb when you cook it. But if nature truly intended us to have insanely high levels of lycopene, then it would have made it more available in tomatoes. But we still absorb it from raw tomatoes. Yeah. You just have a couple extra.
So what I'm waiting for, when is the burger book coming out? When can I get the burger book? Because you guys have to see, Judah, can you put up the picture of Lissa and Nate's burger? Because this is insane. When is the burger book coming out? What are you working on now? I know you have so much stuff going on. And then I have to go because Kelly's going to scream at me because I'm taking so long. She's like, you're going to be on the interview for 45 minutes. I'm like, because I could talk to you all day. Because I literally feel like you're my sister and I have seen everything. So it's like I'm sitting in my house with you.
Yeah, right? Oh, man, I know. I could totally talk to you forever, too. This is so much fun. Well, the burger book, actually, I haven't really started a lot of the recipes yet. I know. I wanted to have it ready by, like, January-ish, maybe February. But I'm not sure if that's when. I might be a spring release now. The only reason is because Ted Carr and I have something called the Course Creator Academy.
Yes.
Where we teach vegan entrepreneurs how to grow an online business. So social media galore. Like, I teach how to grow your Instagram, how to make an ebook, how to make a recipe book. Like, we do all of that. And that has taken a lot of my time with all the students that are in the academy. Yeah. So that's a lot. And I also do videography for a farm. Yes. So I do a lot of their work as well. And I do everything for Raw Food Romance too, right? Yes. And right now I'm part of the plant-based bundle, which I've been promoting a lot too. It's 80 ebooks.
Yes.
For $50. Yep,
including dips and dressing and ice cream. Yeah. Just throwing it out there. I'll just leave
throwing it out there. Those 2 books alone are worth $57.
Totally.
And you're getting 80 ebooks, but you're getting books from like Nimai and Plant-Based Ben, Derek Simnet, like all the fitness guys.
Love it.
Tori Washington, all the vegan fitness people. They have programs in there, all kinds of stuff. There's so much gold in that package. So I've been promoting that. And
sign me up for the burger book as soon as it comes out. You know that I'm getting it. I love all of your recipes, and we're going to continue to follow you. You know I'm going to continue to stalk you on every social media channel there is. If you guys, I highly recommend, if you're trying to change your diet or you want to learn more about health, to please follow Lissa. She's Raw Food Romance. She's on YouTube. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. She does videos constantly, and also daily affirmations, which are like my favorite part of the day. So I love you so much. I thank you for helping me because you've really been such a catalyst to help me really change my diet. And I'm so excited to meet you. And I hope we can continue to keep in touch, but you will see me all over social media.
Excellent. Yeah.
I love you so much, and love to Nate, and love to the kitties.
Oh, they aren't around right now, but
and thank you for getting up early with me. You are a rock star.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you,
I had to.
You are the sweetest. And I'm going to put a link, guys, for you to check out all of Lissa's ebooks. Please download them. I highly recommend. They're amazing. So we love you so much, and we will talk to you soon. And keep changing our world. You really are.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lissa. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right. Fruit on.
Guys, I love Lissa so much. It gives me chills thinking about it because sorry our interview went long, Kelly, but I love Lissa so much, and she really is changing lives of so many people out there. So I hope you enjoyed her, and I hope you continue to take her advice. She really is she is creative, and she makes these amazing recipes. I was going to say restaurants. Lissa, maybe you could open up a restaurant. Look at these ideas coming out of this show. But so before we wrap up, I want to give a thank you to our sponsors. Shout out to all of our amazing sponsors. Panera Bread, of course. They have all of their new flatbreads that are delicious. Denise Ramey, who's our favorite realtor. Colonial Auto Center. So if you're looking for a new or used vehicle, if you're looking to service your vehicle, Colonial Auto Center is amazing. Just a really great group of people. And of course, Pikasso Swig. I'm going to show you a little blanket right here before we go that I brought. I brought this little blanket. Look at this beautiful blanket. We're making these at Pikasso Swig this winter. We have kits available. We're making them for everyone. So please check those out at our website, PicassoSwig.com. And Judah, can we show our cat and dog before we go?
Definitely.
Awesome. We're running a little late, but we're going to show it. We're going to support our local SPCA and all the kitties and doggies that are out there as I wrap myself up. So let's start with Cleo. Do you have Cleo up, Judah?
Just about.
All right. Cleo is a doggy. Lovely Cleo, she's 10 years old, 10 years and 7 months old. Before arriving at the shelter, Cleo spent her whole life chained up outside and was used for breeding. She had over 40 puppies. Despite that she's the sweetest dog, she is so full of life. She wants to be loved and give love. She was in foster care for a while, and they learned so many things about her. She can sit. She knows how to get a treat. She's totally housebroken, and she's amazing. So if you are looking for a dog to adopt, Cleo would be amazing. And you can check out the CASPA website, caspca.org. So check out Cleo. And then who else, Judah? We have one more. We have Garfield. We have a kitty. Garfield. Good choice of name, guys. So Garfield is a 10-year-old kitty. What a cutie. He was presented to the shelter as a transfer from another shelter where they did diagnose him with diabetes. He was super thin when they got him in poor condition, but after he started on insulin, he has a special diet, of course. That's what we were talking about today. He's gaining weight, and his diabetes is in full control. So if you are looking to adopt, an older cat, this would be a great companion for someone. Check out CASPA's website. That's our local SPCA. So all good stuff. Judah, thanks for doing that. And this week is Thanksgiving, as we were talking about before. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope that you continue to stay safe. And as Kelly and I always tell you, please wear a mask. And if you don't have to travel, please don't do so. This is, we're thankful for people and we're thankful for our friends all year long. And this is just one day. So let's get this pandemic under control so that our businesses can flourish and our whole country can be healthy and happy again, because this certainly has been a trying time. So thank you guys. I think that's it for me. Of course, we ran out of time. We went over like Kelly knew we would. But thank you guys so much for tuning into Women Changing Our World. We will be back next week. We have an amazing guest next week. Kelly will be back, so we're super excited about that. Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We post all kinds of things all day, so please, for the love of God, follow us on social media. And we'll be putting up today's show and all the links from today's show and recipes that Lissa's going to tell us about for Thanksgiving. So check that out. So until next time, Judah, what do we say? Keep changing our world. We love you guys. Ciao. Thanks for tuning in. Awesome. Good show, Judah.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. Lissa, I love her so much.